Hi, everyone. I'm Nina, and this is the Panic Button.
And I'm Jessie. I'm off screen because I needed to do something before I decided to actually show up.
That's Jessie.
I'm Jessie, and today I'm stressed out. I'm so stressed out because we bring you, yet again, another in the progressing series of Lillytino videos. And I don't know what I'm in for, but I know I'm going to hate it. You're going to hate it, but we're going to comment on it.
Let's hate it together.
Here we are. Now make us rich.
I am often asked about hormones and if I am ever going to go on them. Estrogen specifically. So, when are you going to go on estrogen? And I think that I get this.
Is it just me, or does he have like a line in the middle of his forehead?
Some people have that naturally. I had a teacher in middle school. He had so many wrinkles in his forehead that me and my friend used to jokingly count them.
I've never seen one in the center like that.
No, his was literally I'd say it looked like a six-pack on his forehead, but that's incorrect because there was so many that 6 is just not enough. The one day my friend said that she counted 37, and I said, there's no way there's more than 20 on there. But he had so many wrinkles on his forehead, and he had one down the middle.
Whoa. I haven't seen
He'd
that.
raise his eyebrows, and it'd be like, ba, 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 ba.
But have you seen them on a woman?
Well, this isn't a woman.
I know, exactly.
This did specify this is a male teacher, so.
Of course.
He found more
this
paper.
question mostly because of my voice, because it's low. And a lot of people don't know that actually estrogen doesn't make your voice lower. It really doesn't. I've been on estrogen for 4+ years, and I figured I'd show y'all how I do it. So this is the thing that you take it into. You've got the bottle. I have a cool little box. This little guy right here. So what you do is you take out the little bottle thingy and you get yourself a little swab just to clean it like this. And I'm going to do it in my leg. That's where I usually do it. So I'm going to...
4 years? The estrogen is not helping.
I know you don't like Alexis Blake, but at least Alexis Blake looks like Alexis is crying versus this.
Well, I think that's the difference between gay men who transition and straight men that transition.
Well, a gay man who transitions feels, in a sense, hypothetically, not everyone, but in a logic-based world, you'd feel like you have to become a woman because that's the role you fulfill in your relationship and therefore in society. So to you, it feels easier to be a woman as a gay man. Sometimes, not every gay man, but sometimes. I can see the train. You know what I mean? Where you see that the actual effort is put in versus someone who put zero effort in.
Well, majority of gay men are more feminine, and they have a more feminine speaking voice, so they pass slightly better than the straight men who transition because it's almost like they're not trying.
I'd also argue that they're mostly bottoms.
The gay ones?
The gay ones that transition.
Yeah.
They're mostly bottoms, if not always bottoms. And the reason they transition is because they feel like they fulfill the wife role more than the husband role, right?
Yeah.
So then they transition because in their head they should be a wife, not a husband, because of what society's told them and what they believe a wife does versus a husband.
But a straight man who's attracted to women, who transitions to be a woman, the only women that he's going to find that are going to want him are what type of women?
Probably crazy, but the difference to me is infatuation. A man who is straight and chooses to look like a woman is clearly infatuated with women, obsessed with women. So much so that he wants to embody a woman. Whereas a homosexual male who decides that they want to be perceived as female typically wants an easier go of life. They may not get it with that, but in their head, it makes more sense. And it's usually somewhat tied to religion or societal norms.
But you didn't answer my question.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
My question was, a straight man who is attracted to women, who transitions to be a hypothetical woman, is going to date what type of women?
I did answer. You just didn't want to hear it.
What was it?
Crazy.
No, I know that, but that's not... I mean, I said what type of woman, not like what mental capacity.
The two types that... so the first one that I would assume would date them is not even a legitimate woman. Sorry if that offends you, but a woman who has transitioned to be a woman, a trans woman.
So do you think he'll be able to date a straight woman?
Not unless they're really unhinged, like that one chick I told you about that I met at a bar?
Why would they have to be unhinged?
Because you have to not live in reality to want to be with someone like this. To have intimate relations with someone like this, you have to suspend your belief in reality, which means that you have to legitimately say that his male parts you perceive as female parts. So a straight woman wouldn't date him anyways because they're looking for a straight man. A trans lesbian, which is what they like to call themselves, which I don't believe the title, but a trans individual who identifies as a lesbian, which obviously means a man who's calling himself a woman who was a gay woman, they're more than likely going to date someone like this because they're into that, like, fantasy sexual world. You know what I mean?
Do you think that guys like this want to date guys like him?
They don't want to, but it might be all they have. Additionally, the women that will date him will be the same kinds that, like, are into the furry stuff and, like, the online smut and like the super deep fantasy stuff. The women who read the book talk books.
the bestiality kind of books, right?
Yeah, Asmongold did that video. We'll have to link it below if we can remember to.
The romance novel.
But those people on, like, Book Talk that read the, what was it called? Milking.
It was something with
milking
a
farm.
cow.
It was something milking farm.
Yeah.
Either way, my point is that those women are unhinged more times than not. Sometimes they hide it really well, but they are into some twisted stuff, maybe because they were abused, maybe because they had a bad child. I don't know. But it's more common to see people like that than it used to be. And I think those are the women. Those are the women that are willing to date someone like this. Lonely women.
Okay. So he's a guy who believes he's a woman and he's attracted to women. So he would believe that he's a lesbian, which means he would want to date lesbians. But lesbians are only attracted to women who are women, not men who think they're women. So he's going to try to go on lesbian dating sites to date women, and they're going to deny him every time. So what's the point? I guess. Why not just be a straight guy? Because obviously I don't see any gender dysphoria with this guy at all. I think he's, like, totally faking it. Even though he's doing the whole injections and everything like that.
There's one more person who may not, like, continue to date him, but will go on a date with him or 2 dates with him, possibly, depending, is the young lesbian who's confused and feels like she's very socially left. That woman will go on a date with him because they feel bad. They feel like they have to, and they feel like they have to try it. They're going to go on a date with him, be very disappointed, and then for the rest of their life, they're only going to want biological women as a lesbian. And I'm not saying that's wrong, because, I mean, every lesbian went out with a guy at one point or another, or else we wouldn't be here, right? But you're going to do that. I know a lot of young lesbians. I did it. I know a lot of young lesbians that did it. I didn't have a sexual experience, but I had a romantic experience, if that's a good way to put it, with this person, and I became very uncomfortable. I went out with a trans woman, and I went out with a trans man. And as much as the trans man was better, it was still not good.
See, I've heard
2 trans men, technically, I guess.
horror stories of lesbians who have went on dates with trans women. I've heard horror stories, multiple.
I heard a trans man.
I don't think it's a good idea for lesbians. Like, if you're a lesbian, like someone who is attracted to biological women, and you think you have to go on a date with this guy who thinks he's a woman because your ideology believes that men who think they're women are women. If you do that, you're going to be very, very disappointed and probably really creeped out, because the things that I have heard, majority of the time, it's not going to end well.
I'm going to tell you a story from a person I know that I'm not going to identify because that's rude. But this person identifies as a trans man, looks very feminine still, though, and has told me that when they went out with a trans woman, this person followed them into the female bathroom because, like I said, this person looks very feminine. That's why they go in the female bathroom still. They went into the bathroom with them, pinned them against the wall, started kissing them without consent, and then acted like they were the problem.
Like an aggressive man would. Yeah.
So if you don't want to add to the bathroom debate, I think that's and that's not reported. You think that got reported? No. Of course not. It was at a concert,
that's definitely
I
a
believe.
Sexual assault.
But it's at the very least non-consensual contact.
Non-consensual sexual contact.
Yes.
That's sexual assault.
I agree. And that's the thing is, people who especially buy into this ideology aren't going to report things like that because they feel bad or they're confused. They believe what this person told them that they were putting up
she got gaslit by some, like, deranged guy who is someone who sexually assaults women.
And no one puts that in the statistics. And she's not going to bring that argument to the debate, but I'm going to. And I don't say with any hate. This individual, I think, is a very kind person. And I think that's the problem with some people is that they're too kind. They're so kind that it hurts them.
And they're easily
persuaded.
They're easily manipulated.
To feel bad, especially. That's a big thing with Gen Zs. You can make them feel really bad and they'll do a lot for you.
You could punch them right in the face and then be like, how dare you hurt my hand? And then they'll feel bad.
I did it because you were the aggressor. And that'll make them feel bad enough that they bend their back backwards and break it for you.
Suicidal empathy.
And I'm not attacking anyone because I know that we all just want to be nice because we want to get along. We all just want to get along because it sounds great. But in those situations, how do you get along with someone like that? If you're followed into the bathroom, like even if you're on a date with someone, even if they identify, we just went to Target today. We went to Target and she had to use the bathroom. And you know where I was? Outside of the bathroom. Not because I'm not a woman, I don't belong in the female bathroom. It has stalls. It's not like it's a one-person bathroom. You know why I did it? Because she deserves privacy. While she's using the bathroom. And yes, other people may have to use the bathroom and they deserve the privacy too. I don't have a reason to be in there. Why would I just be standing in the bathroom? That's the end of my argument, sorry. I don't get it. And you know that's what I did. You were there with me. Both times.
Yeah, well, I would assume that if I went to the bathroom and you were standing outside and you saw some dude go in that you'd be like, yo.
Oh, 100%. But
it's nice to have some backup.
But at the same time, even if you are the same sex, I don't know about gay guys. Maybe they pee together. Maybe they hold hands and pee and sing Kumbaya. But that's definitely not what lesbians do. Number one, you can't both fit on the toilet. Number two, it's just awkward, right?
Like Megan.
We love to say in our relationship that keeping a little mystery is great. And that includes the bathroom.
Megan, your lips are moving, chick.
Trainer?
Megan Trainor, yeah.
I always think about the scene from Norbit where
she was like pooping on the same toilet with her husband or something, or pooping next to each other. I don't know, very weird stuff. Like, no, thank you, too close.
Yeah, I heard one female comedian, the Jewish one.
Which one? Oh my God!
Lesbian, not the lesbian.
Which Jewish comedian? We talking?
Hang on, can I pull up? Can I try real quick? Will it take too long? Jewish
female comedian. Good luck.
Comedians. I'll find her. I know what she looks like. Modern. Not her. No. Listen.
I told you.
It's not the one that you know. She talked. So let me explain. Sorry. Let me explain what I saw before and heard before.
First person I thought it was Joan Rivers.
No, she's today out today doing stand up. She said in an interview with someone that she asked her boyfriend while she was peeing in the toilet to also pee in the toilet but between her legs.
Ew.
And I don't understand.
That sounds like weird kink stuff.
And then she said that she told the joke to a crowd and no one laughed.
Well, because it's not funny, it's weird.
And then she realized how weird it was. And I was listening to it and I was like, as a lesbian, this has never, number one, been an opportunity for me. Number two, been something I haven't thought about wanting ever in my life. I don't.
Where did she learn this from?
I think
would this idea just pop in her head? Like, hey, you know what would be fun?
I think, unfortunately...
Well, I'm tinkling and the urine is coming out of my urethra. I would like for you to have urine coming out of your urethra between my legs. It's a new sex thing. Ew. Okay. Disturbing.
Is Tina Fey Greek?
I don't know.
I'll have to find her later. Anyways, it was disgusting is the point. That was my whole point. And comedians, I think when you're a comedian, obviously you have a twisted mind. But
you'd have to.
But specifically, I think that you do weird shit and I think people agree with you. Look at every stand-up comedian you've known. Are they not still a little weird?
They're weird.
I mean, not that weird.
There's a line. There's a line where there's too much information being told, and we don't need to know the color of your poop.
Your areolas.
We don't need to know certain things. Let's leave that out of the conversation. There's a lot in this world to talk about, and certain things I don't think are funny.
She tried to make it seem like it was romantic, and I don't know if that was supposed to be part of the joke, but it was just disgusting, and I felt really repulsed.
Romantic?
That's how she tried to make it seem.
There's nothing romantic about pee or poo, okay? There's just nothing romantic about
Well,
it.
and you have a fetish, don't you? If you do think that,
Yeah,
right?
but fetish is not romance.
I didn't say it was romantic. I said it's not romantic. It would be a fetish.
Yeah, so
Yes.
she's getting her wires crossed.
Yeah, and she's over here talking about it in front of thousands of people, thinking like, yeah, laugh with me.
No.
I was like,
I'm not laughing.
The only reason I'm laughing is because I'm uncomfortable.
Right? That's the uncomfortable woman laugh where you're
You,
like,
you know me. You know me. I'm like,
I need to leave.
what?
Yeah. Okay, anyway,
Where are we?
Lillytino.
And off right there. Easy. My fingers a little bit too. There are different ways to take estrogen. I'm showing you one way to do it, but there's also like tablets, patches. I think there's a gel. There's a gel for testosterone. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. There's probably one for estrogen too.
From what I thought, I'm not saying I'm right because I obviously don't take the stuff.
Sure.
But I thought testosterone was a shot and estrogen was a pill.
I think estrogen, I think they come in all different kinds. Like,
I'm sure
different forms.
they make medicine in all different ways.
Yeah.
But I thought that was the standard. But I guess if you've been on it for 4 years, maybe it's time to upgrade to the shots. You know, I'm like, especially if you're still getting comments about
How you're not
how
passing?
you're not. When are you going to start taking pills?
I mean, at this point, aside from getting moobs, what has he, like,
Does he even have those?
Yeah, unfortunately, you see it when he wears those tight shirts with his gut showing. You can see the hint of them, but yeah, I just don't see how estrogen has been helping him. Aside, but some people have a euphoria about getting the shot, like, ooh, I'm injecting female juice into my thigh, and ooh, now I'm becoming more female. People are weird, and I'm just assuming that that's probably what's going on here.
I mean, I guess it's like a placebo effect, yeah?
For him, it seems like it, for the most part.
Where
yeah.
it's like, I'm doing my due diligence.
But nothing's happening.
Right.
At that point, I mean, the facial feminization surgery, that obviously didn't help him. The estrogen's not helping him. I think if you're not going to try physically with, like, makeup to soften your features, or maybe to, there's things you could do to pass more. But I don't think he really wants to pass. I think for him, it's more of like a fetish kind of
sick
weird
pleasure.
thing. Yeah, something like that.
I'm trying to stop us from getting demonetized by using words that are not sexual, or bad. You know what I mean?
Well, I don't think fetish is a.
Well, fetish can I don't know.
I don't think
We're
so.
trying our best out here, guys.
Where was I? Okay, so we got to get, there's two little pointy things that you use with different colors. So we start with the blue and then use the orange. And you'll see why. One's just a little bit thicker than the other. My hands are dry right now, so a little bit of a struggle. But pop this cap open, get this thing in. Easy. You have to draw in some air first, so that it actually comes out of the bottle. Easy. Then you get in here. So it's like a thicker needle, so it doesn't take forever to draw it out. Then you push in the air so that, it's something with like physics or suction or whatever that you gotta push the air in so that it comes out. You see it slowly but surely. Make it focus. Kind of. Maybe. Yeah. The first 6 months or so of my transition, I did tablets, and that was fine. And I noticed a change with them, and it's different strokes for different folks. But ultimately, I switched to this method, and it was just that much easier. Well, not easier. Right? Like there's definitely, I think, a fear that comes with this method for some people, and I get it. It's not like it is definitely like the most effort you have to put in, if that makes sense, even though it's once a week. And you go take whatever is in there and just tuck it in. This goes into a little, screw that too tight.
This video didn't have to exist ever.
Right.
That there. Then the orange one. The orange one is thinner, so it can go in easier and Doesn't hurt. I mean, it can hurt sometimes. It's really not that much pain, but it is. You get used to it. Like the first 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 months that I did this version of this method, I really dreaded it. Maybe a little bit less time, but at this point, it's been, like I said, 4 years. It's whatever. You don't really think about it much. And I never had much of a fear of these things even before I did estrogen like this, but I don't know. It just makes it easier.
I'll obviously have to blur this out.
All right, you want to get the air out.
I figured as much.
I don't think I'm allowed to show y'all without getting in trouble the actual doing of it, but I will kind of show you my face while I do. So
never mind. So I don't need to.
It's really not.
You probably have to blur the needle still.
Painful. Here it is.
No, you checked.
Takes a little while to do. Now is when the Jeopardy music will play. Guess. We'll play that in your head.
It really takes this long.
Very thick liquid,
Right?
So it does take a while to kind of go in, but it's not painful at all, really. I mean, sometimes you hit, depending on the week, sometimes you hit a place where it's like, oh, that does kind of hurt a little bit. Most of the time, you get good at kind of identifying the areas on your leg or wherever you're doing it. You can do it on your tush, too, as well, I believe. And you put a little thing on there, and you just put in the
Sharps container.
I believe
God, I fucking...
most farm...
I'm not trying to, personal dump on people here, but my parents genuinely met in a medical field. They weren't, doctors, but they worked on an ambulance together. And I hate when people don't know the terms for what they're using. You can't sit here and tell me that you know what you're doing, but not know what a Sharps container is. It's a Sharps container. Unless you're doing stuff my dad used to do and stuffing it in Coke bottles, which I know a lot of people do and they shouldn't do when you have diabetic needles. But it's a Sharps container. It's a Sharps container. You are using needles to inject yourself. It's a syringe. Use the words. It's not cute. That's all I had to say. We can finish whatever he has to say. I just got frustrated.
And now, magically, because he took the shot, he is a lady.
Boom. No, you just have more estrogen than you used to have. It's so frustrating.
Pretty much any pharmacy, I think. I don't know if it's different, but different somewhere other than where I am. But you can bring a full one of these, and they'll take it, no questions asked. And I believe you can also, wherever, just get a new one for free. You can just say, Sharps container, please. And they'll be like, yep, here you go. At least that's how it is in San Francisco. So, yeah.
You mean?
That's so funny.
You mean you knew the word the whole time?
It's so funny because I used to be a phlebotomist and I'm less picky about that stuff than you are.
Just irritates me. If you've been doing it for that long, but you know what these things are called.
Yeah.
When I had to test my blood sugars, it was a glucometer. It wasn't just a blood sugar checking thingy. You get so used to hearing these things that you just know it. That's why it makes it even harder when people are like, oh, you haven't been doing it. Yeah, because if you're just pulling words out, it makes it seem like you don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, I have a question for our audience since we're going to wrap this up.
Hi, audience. We got a question for you.
Our question is, what should we be for Halloween?
Oh, yeah. What do you think? We had a couple suggestions. I said we could do female Batman and Robin or Batman and Joker.
I thought Roseanne and Dan Connor, but that was kind of hard to pull off.
I think we'll just look like lumberjacks.
Lesbians. Yeah, nothing will change. I said Wayne and Garth from Wayne's World.
More lesbians.
So we need some suggestions from the audience.
Nina said she doesn't want to be the fat version of any character, but she might be open if you give her good suggestions. I also said we could be Glinda, and Alphaba from Wicked.
I could be Rosie O'Donnell from A League of Their Own. Hey, Daddy.
And I could be Rosie O'Donnell from Sex and the City.
Virgin nun.
I like that you knew where I was going before I even said it.
Anyway, let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, join our memberships to keep this channel going, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Cry